Hey, what's happening, gamers? Welcome back to Apollo Justice Ace Attorney Trilogy. This is episode 56, Turnabout, Revolution, Karine Village. So don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Hopefully you guys are having a good one, and you're ready for the continuation of more Ace Attorney, as we're in the final chapter, or final case, but it's a very long case. Where's the,
It looks like it's right next to you.
There we go. I'm gonna bring that down. So yesterday we left off at kind of like a cliffhanger, and we were running into that. I don't know if he's the mayor candidate or whatever he is, that politician guy. So we're gonna kick things off with him today, and then who knows what else is gonna happen. But here it is. Turnabout Revolution. So we're on this section. What? Huh? And fit. The rise of Turnabout. Where are we? Episode 3. Was it this one? No, that's not it. That says Right of Turnabout. Surprising reunion. I think this is it.
Thank you for hanging on.
Okay, it is him again. Alright, it's that guy. That's right.
Also, that kind of question needs to be asked after the stream. We're not going to answer that kind of question during our stream. I don't know why people don't listen.
Yeah, if you're gonna open those off camera.
I'm already out of the room, so there's no reason to say that on the air, Luke.
Apollo.
Want me to talk about your daily habits in front of everyone?
Huh?
Because if I did, people would have a low opinion of you the way they have it of me. I don't talk about your daily things you do on the air.
Call at Atishon.
I have no idea where my glasses are now because I've been rushing around.
I don't see your glasses.
Thanks for the help.
Oh, there you have them. There. Oh, it's him again. Well done. Then again, I always knew you could do it. After all, we politicians must be excellent judges of character. Still, I'm impressed you both made it out of there alive. Wait a second. You're the one who shoved us into the pit. It sounds so bad when you say it like that. All I did was give you a little nudge in the right direction. Oh, so it was you who almost killed us. Okay, that's a lot of dot. Whoa. You no good son of a... Eep! Do not look at me like that. The crystal of Amefe is mine. Now hand it over. Or my dead body. Eek! Detective, help!
Yeah, I know.
Emma, what's going on here?
He filed a police report. He claims you're trying to steal his family heirloom.
That's him, the one with the long hair. Arrest him this instant. He's a thief that made off with the Atishon family's most precious heirloom.
Well, I suppose I should ask you to come in for questioning.
Down at the police station. I think I'll pass. After all, Mr. Atishon seems bent on having me arrested on theft charges.
Right.
This is not good. If Dirk gets arrested, he'll be sent back to this country to face execution.
Sorry, but now that I know you have the crystal, or orb as you call it, I must insist. Will you please come with me, sir? I wouldn't. They're gonna arrest me.
Emma, I'm afraid I can't let you take Dirk in. He received the orb from Dr. Buff in a perfectly legal transaction.
Is that so? Can you prove that?
Of course. This should sufficiently prove that the orb now belongs to Dirk.
I think we need to put the air conditioner on, Luke.
Huh?
Okay. Isn't it sweltering in here?
It says it's 60 degrees outside.
Alright. Well, what temperature is it inside?
72.
Isn't that extremely hot? I thought you don't like it above 69.
Yeah. Alright, where is Pouzette?
Alright. Alright. Okay. So, orb being transfer agreement. Yeah, I guess we can try presenting that.
Take that!
Take a look at this agreement.
What do we have here? Let's see. I agree to hand over the Founder's Orb to the Defiant Dragons if I come to no harm. It appears to be a perfectly legal agreement.
Not so fast. That's not the Founder's Orb. It is the Crystal of Amefe, which means their agreement is null and void.
This is going nowhere fast.
You could say that again.
Then we'll just have to go to trial. Oh, maybe, it'll probably is Edgeworth. Right, Apollo? Oh.
Oh my gosh, where did you come from?
Whoops.
Mr. Wright!
Daddy! Sorry.
Hey, what's up with you two? You look like you just saw a ghost. Oh yeah. Emma mentioned she had seen him around. What are you doing in Courtroom Village, Mr. Wright? Mr. Attinson has retained me as his lawyer. Wait, you're his lawyer?
Oh no.
Uh-oh, Ace.
Whoops. Well, he's working for somebody who's bad, I guess. I guess we're gonna be versing Ace Attorney.
Interesting. Alright, guys and gals, let's try to keep those likes up if we haven't already. Okay. Legal advisor. Mr. Wright, why are you serving as Mr. Addison's lawyer? Because he hired me. He needed my help in getting a family heirloom back from Dr. Buff. And it seems he correctly foresaw that something like this might happen. It is because of those shifty insurgents were harassing Dr. Buff. So I knew I might need a lawyer if things went south. I figured with a celebrated lawyer like Phoenix Wright, I couldn't go wrong. So this is why you came back for, this is why you came back from your vacation, right, Mr. Wright? Yeah, it was good timing. My work over there just happened to wrap up anyway, so here I am. Plus, Mr. Politician here is a very important client. They know each other, but I've never heard of this guy mentioned before. Crystal of Amefe. Mr. Wright, are you sure this is Mr. Atishon's family heirloom thing? That's my client's assertion. He says it's the Crystal of Amefe. Apparently, it's the crystal she once used when channeling spirits. Who's Amefe? She brought the channeling to Japan, and her descendants brought it here. Her true origins are still rather murky, but what's clear is she's the founder of Courtroom channeling technique. Oh, so she's like the one they call the founder of Courtroom, the Holy Mother. Apollo, I don't plan to betray my client's confidence. I may not know the facts yet, but I do know we won't be handing the crystal over to you. What are you saying? I'm really sorry it's come to this, but Mr. Wright, I don't understand. Let me spell it out for you then. If you continue to claim that the crystal belongs to your client, then I will be seeing you in court. What?
What's gotten into you, Daddy?
Nothing, this is strictly business. Two lawyers from the same firm facing off. What are the odds? Lucky for me, I believe I have the right man for the job. Whatever you're going to do, remember, he is your boss. How did it come to this? Mr. Wright, please! Please don't do this! Apollo, there's no point in arguing about it here. When it's now clear we're headed to court. That's where we'll find out who the crystal really belongs to. I don't believe it. I'm really gonna face Mr. Wright in court?
Daddy, Apollo, no! We can't have our agency's talent competing against each other!
It's too late for that, Trucy. The die has been cast. We each have to fight for our client's best interests.
But...
So, what's it gonna be, Apollo? Are we going to have to take this to trial? I have to battle Mr. Wright in court? The legendary Phoenix Wright? No matter how many trials of his I've watched, no matter how dire the situation, he's always pulled out a win in the end. Can I do it? Can I really take on the man whose footsteps I've been following? I owe it to Dirk to at least try. What should I do? Battle Mr. Wright.
Yes, battle him. This is gonna be scary.
There's no turning back now. Well, it's not like either one of them will be executed. They're just fighting over custody for a possession.
Yeah.
There's no turning back now. If it's a trial you want, Mr. Wright, it's a trial you'll have. I'm happy to oblige. I'm ready to fight for my client. Even if it means facing you. Okay. Phoenix, that's a long pause there. Alright. I won't be pulling any punches either, Apollo. The kid gloves are officially off. May the best attorney win. You got it, sir.
Whoa! First Daddy, now you! Polly, you're not seriously...
Sorry, Trucy, but I have to do this. Hey, Apollo. Alright then. I'd better go prepare for tomorrow. See you in court.
Daddy, no! Wait!
A fine mess I've gotten you into, son. Sorry about that. I mean, of all the lawyers we could have faced, it had to be him. He's practically a celebrity in my country now, too. They're calling him the Fighting Phoenix. I'll be fine. After all, I've come a long way, too. Who knows? I could even end up winning. There's always a slim chance that could happen, right? You know, this may be a blessing in disguise. If the trial proves that we found it... if the trial proves that what we found is indeed the Founder's Orb, then whoever asked Dr. Buff to study it may be revealed too. This is our chance to finally pull them out of the shadows. The first step of your revolution, huh? Yeah, the revolution to restore my country to its former glory, and save Nayuta's soul. Dirk, I swear to fight as hard as I can in court to make that a reality. We're gonna win this one, you'll see. Yeah, I know you can do it, kid.
Thank you for hanging on so I could have soup.
It doesn't matter that I'll be going up against Mr. Wright. I have to win this for Dirk. And for Nayuta. His salvation, along with all of my country, depends on it. And it just says to be continued. Yep. Okay, next chapter.
And we had a super chat from Justo.
Thank you, Justo.
Justo said, I can read it. I screenshotted it a while ago. Alright, Justo said, starting Thursday might be a lack of super chats from me. Blame my job. I have to start working overtime. Sorry to hear that, Justo, but I hope things go well for you at your work and that you're able to pack some extra cash away for overtime. Madra says, we'll take you on, Ace Attorney. Yep, Mr. Wright. I hope you're doing okay, Luke. I'm sorry I was late. You didn't see the... I tried hard to get views on the channel by streaming twice.
Yeah, no, you did good.
Okay, I don't know what's the matter.
I don't know.
I don't know either. You seem...
I'm out of it. I'm fine.
Okay.
Where are we going? Going here? Going here. Okay, here we go. Next chapter. District Court, Defendant Lobby, number 3.
Just so you know, I'm not going to take sides.
Message received, loud and clear, whatever.
Good, because I don't like this one bit. You and Daddy should be on the same team, Apollo.
Sorry, Trucy. Wow, she's really mad. I'm sorry, too, little lady. This is all my fault.
Aww, I'm just worried things will never be the same between Daddy and Apollo again. If they go through this.
Is that all? Well, I wouldn't worry about that. That's the way it is with us men. We may fight, but we don't burn bridges.
That's true. Really?
Well, sure. 1 minute we're trading blows, and the next, we're having a drink. We're simple creatures at heart. I
sure hope you're right, Mr. Jerk. Sorry I'm late, Apollo.
Athena, where have you been? What happened with you and Mr. Wright yesterday?
Oh, about that. I ended up going to the wrong airport. I was waiting there thinking his flight was really late. And before I knew it, I dozed off. By the time I woke up, it was already dark.
I figured something like that had happened. Being late and dozing off are 2 things you do best.
Wow. Guilty as charged.
So then I take it you have no idea what today's case is about?
Not a clue. Sorry. What is today's case about, if I might ask?
Wow, really?
Another locked room mystery? A suspect with a flimsy alibi? Oh, a dying message, maybe?
Sorry, strike 3, you're out. It's a civil case.
Oh, a civil case, huh?
You act like I'm speaking of,
Swahili.
Oh, that is Swahili. You act like I'm speaking Swahili here.
They only speak Swahili. It's just the Wright Anything Agency specializes in criminal law, you know, Apollo, or so I thought. In civil cases, there are no prosecutors, right? Instead, both parties retain an attorney.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh.
And the other attorney is someone you know very well.
What? Really? Who is it?
We'll begin shortly. Please proceed to the courtroom at once. Well, let's do this.
Wait. Who's the other attorney, Apollo? You didn't, where's Mr. Wright anyway?
Oh, no time to explain. Let's go.
Huh? Okay. I'm right behind you. I'm ready to go.
May 17th, 10:30 a.m. District Court. Courtroom. Number 6. This is a civil case.
Numero 6.
Court is now in session. Arise for the Honorable Me.
Cute.
Court is now in session. Well, this is some sort of practice session. A mock trial, perhaps. No, it's not, Your Honor. It's the real deal, Your Honor. So then you've had a falling out? I won't have you use my courtroom for that, you know. It's nothing like that, Your Honor. Exactly. It just so happens that we have different clients in this case. I see. Well, here's hoping that this has no adverse effect on your working relationship.
I hope not. You can say that again! I had no idea we'd be going up against the boss today! Oh, you're sure this is gonna be a good idea, Apollo?
Huh? What? You want to switch sides?
Honestly, I'd rather be anywhere but here right now. Maybe I will switch sides.
Well, at least, she is here. I'm really gonna need her help.
Athena's gonna switch.
Hey, Mr. Justice. What? Yes, what is it? Don't expect me to pull any punches just because you're the opposing lawyer. As I said, the kid gloves are off. And, come what may, they'll stay off. Same here. It's a fight you want, it's a fight you'll get. Alright.
Game Wing 1 says it's old Luke versus young Luke. Yeah, Luke's voicing both.
Yeah.
Yeesh, you guys are really chomping at the bit, aren't you?
Right then. I don't mind a good fight between co-workers. Just keep this a civil court case, please. Now then, if the plaintiff would like to take the stand, we may begin.
Yeah, I mean, what if we, like, say really mean things to Mr. Wright during the case, and he fires us? What if we get fired? Like, why would you go up against your boss? This seems weird. Oh, no.
Add Paul takes stand.
Yep, there are no prosecutors. Correct, Majo.
No prosecutors.
It's a civil suit.
Battle of lawyers. The noble judge, members of the gallery, good day to you. I am Paul Atishon. This is but the start of my epic campaign, and you will have the honor of witnessing it. I believe the youth of this country and our very future. Too long they've been looked down on and given the cold shoulder. So to them I say, ask not what you can do for your country. Ask what you can do for me. What? What is that crazy contraption you're riding in? Hehehe. It is my custom-made, election-winning campaign mobile. Beautiful, isn't it? Yes, no. You're a witness stand, not a campaign podium. So come out of there this instant. Oh.
Yeah, you can't be on your campaign podium while you're on the stand. Paul Atishon.
All right. Now, would the plaintiff attorney, Mr. Wright, please explain the complaint filed against the defendant? Yes. Mr. Addison's complaint goes against the defendant is simple. The defendant, Dirk, stole my client's family heirloom, the crystal of Ame Faye. Mr. Addison merely asks its return. This wouldn't have happened if that archaeologist hadn't kicked the bucket. I see. Well, Mr. Justice, let's have your opening statement if you would. The defense asserts that the item in question is the Founder's Orb, a sacred relic from my client's country. Go on. It seems someone asked an archaeologist, Dr. Archie Buff, to study the orb. Dr. Buff determined that it was a Koreanism national treasure known as the Founder's Orb. The very orb that was stolen from a treasure room several weeks ago. Well, yes, I saw the news report about that. The thief of this national treasure caused quite an uproar in the kingdom. Well, we believe that it was not in fact a theft in the traditional sense, but rather that it was a spirited away out of the country by someone for Dr. Buff to study. You don't say. And? Well, around the time an acquaintance of the defendant learned of Dr. Buff, he made contact with the doctor who agreed to hand over the orb. Apparently the doctor wanted nothing to do with it once he learned that it had been stolen. It seems you have a transfer agreement between both parties. Mr. Sad Matty here also agreed to return the Founder's Orb to the Kingdom of Korine, once the doctor verified it was the real thing. I see. So this dispute centers on whether or not this item in question is the Founder's Orb or the Crystal of Ame-Fae. That, in turn, will determine the object's rightful owner. I'd better bring my A-game. Going up against Mr. Wright won't be a walk in the park. Come to think of it, the name Dark sounds awfully familiar. But I can't recall where I heard it from. Oh, it's probably your imagination, Your Honor. He's just a tourist, after all.
My
imagination, you say?
Are you sure about this, Apollo? He's a wanted criminal in Khura'in, isn't he?
In Khura'in, yes. Here, he's just a tourist.
That's true. That's true.
Very well. Let us begin the proceedings. Bailiff, would you bring in the first witness? It's Emma.
Oh, no.
Emma?
Show some manners. We're in court.
I know. It's just, well, this is a civil trial, so I was surprised to see a detective take the stand. I had her do some digging on Dr. Buff. What for?
You disappoint me, Apollo. First, you know I'm not just a detective. I'm a forensic scientist. Do try to remember that. Second, you owe Mr. Wright an apology. After all he's done for you, you have some nerve.
Uh-oh, Mr. Wright's harem has appeared.
Wow.
First off, I'm sorry, and second, I'm really just trying to do my job.
Oh, I guess simps aren't just on the internet. Oh, well, sorry. You'll never get anywhere with that attitude. Take some advice from someone who's been there.
Why do I feel like I'm on trial here? All right then, Detective Sky, your testimony if you would, please.
Sorry, Emma, but Ace Attorney is taken. You're not... He's taken.
Isn't she an Edgeworth fangirl?
No.
Not that I remember. I thought
never
she
heard
was
of her
into
being-
Phoenix.
She's always liked Phoenix.
The Doctor's Dark Secret.
Sorry, but Maya's his girl. They're gonna get married and have 16 kids.
Yeah, no. Not 16.
Yep, 16 kids. And then they're gonna have grandkids. And Maya's gonna run all of the extra stuff for his business. And she's gonna be like an awesome shrine maiden person at the same time as being his assistant. And he's gonna be the best attorney that ever lived. And he's gonna build her a beautiful castle made out of gold.
What?
And after that, they're gonna go dancing all the time. He's gonna make this beautiful like little ice lake where she could go ice skating.
All right, Amber, dial it up.
What?
Dial
What
it
is it? Maya's Ace Attorney's girl. Maya's Phoenix's girl. Emma needs to like have an accident where she accidentally falls off the cliff. She's getting too far in the way.
Okay. Read your line.
The police had their eyes on Dr. Buff for some time, and just today a number of stolen artifacts were discovered in his study. Among them were a priceless urn and a statue that were stolen from the Fae clan. It seemed the doctor would do anything to study artifacts, including steal them. As for the relic at the center of this dispute, he likely stole it from the Atishon residence. But you're just saying that.
The Doctor is a thief?
He could have bought them from, like, places.
Why am I just hearing about this now?
Well, cat burglar is something he'd put on his resume. Isn't something he'd put on his resume. He was more careful than that. But the fact is, he was a classic treasure hunter. You don't know that, though. He could have bought those from auctions and not known they were stolen. A treasure hunter, huh? Like people of thrilling adventures in exotic places, taking risk and limb for glory, with a whip and a cool hat?
I doubt Dr. Bluff was the star of his own hit movie series, Athena. You're thinking of Indiana Jones. Out of respect for the dead, I will say that Dr. Buff wasn't doing it to get rich. Apparently, he only wanted to borrow artifacts to study them. He would then return them as soon as his research was finished.
According to the doctor's child, he would even repair or restore some of the artifacts he stole before returning them. He believed he was honoring the dead by discovering their history through artifacts. But whatever lofty ideals he held, it makes no difference. Larceny is larceny.
Yes, he certainly sounds no different from a regular thief to me. So let's say for a moment that the doctor really did moonlight in the stealing artifacts. Might he not have stolen the Founder's Orb in Khura'in and brought it back there himself? Nope. There's no record of him traveling overseas over the past few years. Plus, he couldn't very well leave his reclusive child at home all alone. Yes, then this really must be the Crystal of Amifei. Yes, Your Honor. He stole it from the Atishon residence probably so he could study it. This is the left hook I don't need.
I bet you never saw that coming, Apollo.
Yeah, well, when Mr. Wright said the kid gloves were off, he wasn't kidding. All right then, Mr. Justice, you may proceed with your cross-examination.
Yeah, the doctor, after stealing the artifacts, he should say, "This belongs in a museum," instead of sending it back to the country. Just put it in a museum. The police have had their eyes on Dr. Buff for some time. And just today, a number of stolen artifacts were discovered in his study.
Oh, this is...
The police have had their eyes on Dr. Buff for some time. This is all she has to say?
How exactly did Dr. Buff arouse the suspicion of the police, anyway?
Chalk it up to good old-fashioned sleuthing. After investigating countless artifact thefts over the past few years, the police finally zeroed in on him, and the doctor became their prime suspect.
A number of these artifacts occurred in the Khura'in village, too, if I might add. And they started right around the time the doctor moved there. But he was never arrested. I take it there was nothing concrete linking him to the crime?
No, which is why we were never able to get a search warrant in the first place. It's hard to arrest artifact thieves unless you catch them red-handed. Still, the police had to have him under constant surveillance.
Okay, point number 2.
And just today, a number of stolen artifacts were discovered in his study.
Hold it!
Are you sure these alleged stolen artifacts are the real deal?
They're not fakes, that's for sure. If that's what you mean. Take the urn, for example. Apparently, it's an extreme, intricate work of art. Its design cracks and other features would be impossible to replicate perfectly.
Actually, I've had a few run-ins with that urn myself, so I was shocked to see it there in the doctor's study. I could say without a doubt, that urn was stolen from the Fey clan. I see. Detective Sky, please continue with your testimony if you would.
I have a question though. If he stole it and he was living in the town, wouldn't people notice? Wouldn't he leave town? You would bring it out of the town you stole it from. That doesn't make any sense.
I don't know.
Among them were a priceless urn and a statue that...
Were there any stolen artifacts found besides those belonging to the Fey clan?
Yes, for instance. Remember the large relief on the wall? It was chiseled out of the same ancient ruins in the kingdom of Khura'in several years ago.
Chiseled out? Didn't that damage it?
Well, he did restore the parts that were so faded you could barely see them anymore. It seems he intended to return it someday, so one could say his intentions were good. But good intentions are no get-out-of-jail-free card, that's a fact.
If I might add, with respect for the deceased, of course, the quality of the restoration was apparently exceptional. It seems the doctor invested a lot of money in hiring an extremely talented specialist.
He sounds like a good man who took a wrong turn somewhere.
I guess Sarge takes after him in that way.
Any further questions, Apollo? If not, then Alright, I guess we're, we have to make sure we get all her stuff.
We're still going.
It seems the doctor would do anything to study the artifacts, even...
Had these alleged thefts been going on for some time?
At least 5 years, as far as we can tell. All the recent thefts had been local, but before moving to Courtroom Village, he had been stealing from ruins around the world.
Dr. Buff was an international criminal?
This data lends itself to but one conclusion, Apollo. Dr. Buff was a thief. So you say, Emma. Well, okay, I don't know. As for the relic at the center of this dispute, he likely stole it from the Atishon.
One sec. You claim he stole a family heirloom from the Atishon residence, huh? But claiming something doesn't make it true.
Oh, unfortunately, it is true.
Huh? How can you be so sure?
A police report was filed concerning the theft 1 year ago, in fact.
What? A whole year ago?
August 25th of last year, to be exact. The report states, and I quote, "The crystal of Amife was discovered to be missing. From the Atishon storehouse at 10 a.m., the storehouse lock had been picked. Signed, Paul Atishon Wimperson."
Well, a year-old report certainly lends the plaintiff's claim credence. The doctor really could have stolen the crystal of Amife.
Not only that, Your Honor, but the Founder's Orb was only found to be missing several weeks ago. That is nearly half a year after the crystal's theft was reported. Therefore, I believe we must consider the orb and the crystal to be two separate items.
Paul Atishon Wimperson? Not the most awe-inspiring tale, and is it? I see why he cut it.
Not that he inspires confidence without it. Still, I'd probably do the same in his shoes. Robbery report added to the court record.
Wimperson. A police report was filed about the crystal's theft a year ago, Apollo.
But the theft of the Founder's Orb was only reported a few weeks ago. So the crystal's police report was filed way before the orb was even found missing. That suggests a stolen relic in the crystal of Amife, as Mr. Addison asserts.
I doubt the police report is a fake. After all, Emma is the only one who submitted it as evidence. I mean, she is the one who submitted it as evidence.
Still, I feel like something we learned in that police report is important somehow. Alright, so that's everything. Now we have to...
Okay, so she talked about how the police were eyeing him. There was a police report a year ago. And then we got the fact that it was added that it was stolen from the Atishon residence or something. And there was a police report. Oh. Alright. Let's see. So I think that newest statement is probably important. That thing about how the Paul Atishon made a police report. I think we should submit something on that, because that's like the newest thing that was added. It must be important. I don't know.
Okay.
Isn't there one more statement?
That's 5.
Oh yeah,
1,
you're right.
2,
You're
3.
right.
That's his last
You're right.
statement.
Yeah, you're right. Okay, yeah. This says. Oh, I thought they would talk about the police report. I guess not. Okay. Glowing moss, raincoat, reading glasses.
Email.
What is that? Dr. Buff.
I deciphered the patterns, but I've yet to crack the riddle. The opaque crystal orb is key. How is your research coming along?
What?
There we go.
Oh, look at that, Luke. It's from PAW. That could be Wimperson. Paul Wimperson. Paul Atishon Wimperson. PAW?
Yeah.
Maybe it is from Paul. I don't know.
Present email.
Yeah. Paul Atishon Wimperson. That'd be PAW.
Objection!
The doctor stole the relic from the plaintiff? Are you sure about that? Because the statement doesn't agree with a certain piece of evidence.
What do you mean, Apollo?
Well, take a look at this, please.
What about it?
This contains an email from the doctor's computer.
An email? That little piece of plastic?
The judge.
I'm afraid I don't understand.
Oh, well, this stick here can store all sorts of computer data, sir.
I still don't get it.
Here, just take a look at this, sir.
Oh, no.
Apparently, the doctor was reporting his research findings to a certain individual. Now, take a look at this. It's the police report Detective Sky presented in this court. You can see the plaintiff's legal name on it. Paul Addison Wimperson.
I can see why he dropped the Wimperson from his name, but that's hardly breaking news.
Look, Your Honor. Look closer. Ah!
Oh!
His initials! Right. The plaintiff's full name is Paul Atishon, Politician Wimperson. Now consider this. The email recipient's address starts with 3 letters. That's Emma.
PAW? Don't tell me.
Oh, but I will anyway. The individual who hired the doctor to study the disputed item is none other than Paul Addison Wimperson.
Wait, then that means...
Exactly. He wouldn't have asked the man who stole his family heirloom to study it. Therefore, how could this possibly be the crystal of Amefe? Well done, Apollo.
We never checked the doctor's emails. We couldn't even figure out the password to his computer.
The plaintiff willingly left the orb to the doctor's care so he could study it, all in the behest of his benefactor.
Wait, then what about the police report? I have all the details of the theft right here.
It's probably for another relic, the real crystal of Amefe. He's just using the report as a way to claim that our orb is actually his stolen crystal.
Objection!
And how are you certain that Paw refers to my client's initials? Maybe the email's recipient was a dog lover.
Yeah, right.
Perhaps. So let's get to know your client a little better, shall we? Mr. Paul Wimperson. Politician. I suppose shutting down detractors is all part of a politician's job. Yeah, whatever. Answer me this, Mr. Addison Wimperson. What is...
Your shoe size.
Okay.
Well, it said PAW 711. So his shoe size can't be 711. His favorite food can't be 7-Eleven. Well, he could get his favorite food at a 7-Eleven. I think it has to be his birthday. It would have to be his birthday. His birthday would have to have been July 11th.
Okay.
Don't people usually put their birthday in their email? Some people do.
Some people do. My dad does. I kind of wish he wouldn't do that
It's
because...
kind of like not safe, because then if someone wants to hack you, they can easily find your birth date so easily.
Yeah, people need to do a better job at, like, lessening their digital footprint, because it could, you know...
Yeah, because that's one of the questions people ask you for banks and stuff.
What is your birthday? My birthday? It is July 11th. But what is it to you? Oh, I see. You can address birthday gifts to my office. But full disclosure, I only accept gifts valued at $1,000 or more.
What? Why would we do that?
Spoken like a true politician.
I'm not giving you a gift, dude.
Why has everyone gone silent?
Because you're weird.
How can anyone be that self-centered? Oh, right. Politician.
What in the world?
Did everyone hear that? He said July 11th. July 11th, or rather 7-11, matches the numbers in the email address. Both the name and the birthday are a match. I hardly think that's a coincidence. Wait. Why, you sneaky little... Looks like someone finally decided to join the conversation. Would the plaintiff care to explain? I would like to say that is quite what? Quite a thing you said.
Uh-huh.
He's gonna talk around him. You have any other thoughts?
Wow.
No further comments. I stand by my, previous statement.
What previous statement?
Hold it!
What?
You just can't walk away. Even politicians have to explain themselves in a court of law.
Yeah, all politicians should have to be in a court of law and be forced to explain themselves.
That'd be nice. I'm afraid I simply do not know how it happened. I can't possibly explain matters outside of my purview. Perhaps it was a mistake on part of my secretary.
What? Your birthday was a mistake by your secretary?
Oh, no, you don't, you slippery eel.
Oh my gosh.
Mr. Wright, would you care to respond?
Wow.
I won't argue your assertion. My client lent his treasure in question to the doctor and asked him to study it. It seems that much is fact. Now we're getting somewhere. However, it has no bearing on the issue of ownership.
What?
How so? Mr. Addison fully understands your position here. You had to hide the fact that you sent the crystal out to be studied. Your family would have been very upset if they had found out. It's a family heirloom, after all. You gotta be kidding me.
Come on.
Mr. Wright as well. Right, of course. But then he always is. That's why he's my lawyer. The crystal is a precious Addison family heirloom, and has been for centuries. But Dr. Buff was so eager to study its proud heritage, I just couldn't say no. I didn't even tell my grandfather.
Objection!
But in... Oh.
That's me.
Oops.
But in order to win the backing of your so-called benefactor, you were gonna give what you claim to be the crystal of Amefe to that person? You were gonna give a precious family heirloom away just like that? I was going to explain everything to grandfather later, honest. My client's grandfather is very proud of his grandson for following in his footsteps. And if refusing him would have meant dashing the dreams of his darling grandson, I doubt the kindly old man could have said no.
Well, grandchildren are meant to be spoiled. That's what grandfathers are for.
Your Honor, please, I mean, it's been in the family for centuries. My grandfather thinks highly of my talents as a politician. That is why he entrusted me with this very important name today. Okay. I'm sure he would have been okay with me using the crystal as I saw fit. Grandpa's spoiled little brat, huh?
I think the judge is buying it, Apollo.
No surprise there. He's always going on about his own grandkid, after all.
Excuse me. Can I leave now, Mr. Wright? I believe my work here is done.
By all means, Detective. Thank you for your assistance.
You're welcome. It's nice to testify at a civil trial once in a while. See you around. Emma is all business.
Emma stepped down. Well, she's mostly called for criminal cases.
Right. It seems that the facts have changed somewhat. Mr. Addison apparently lent his family heirloom to Dr. Buff. Mr. Justice, how would the defense like to proceed?
Oh, all right. Now what?
Apollo, let's hear what they know about this so-called crystal of Amefe. Maybe we can find some inconsistencies in their statements.
Right. Okay then, Mr. Wright, if the item in question really is an Atishon family heirloom, then let's hear all your client knows about it. Of course. All right, Mr. Wimperson, if you please. Tell the defense everything you know about the crystal's origin. All right, now then, listen and learn. This is the tale of the Crystal of Amefe and the illustrious history of the Atishon clan. Are you ready? Our story begins back in the old country, when our family reigned supreme. This is witness testimony. The history of the clan.
Illustrious history of the Atishon clan. Or we can call them the Addison clan. That works. That can be two different dialects. Sorry I took time to eat this. Sorry I was didn't mean to be Lucas.
Huh? What?
Sorry I was
Okay, we are here. Alright, here we go. My ancestors were praised as benevolent rulers. He protected the spirit mediums, a minority back then, from the rest of the locals. Some discriminated against them, you see, while others tried to abuse their power. As thanks, Amefe gave the crystal she had specifically made as a gift to him. I am a descendant of that great lord, as much as my political power and influence is backed by centuries of history.
Interesting.
Well, that devolved into a great load of what?
Aggrandizing?
Never heard of that word.
I've never heard of it either. Self-aggrandizing propaganda.
Self-aggrandizing propaganda fast. As you can see, the Crystal of Amefe is an heirloom of the esteemed House of Addison. And you have proof that it's always been in the Addison family? I have someone who gave me a statement to that effect. My client's neighbor, one Ives Shinito, age 85, gave the following statement. The Atishons showed me the crystal back when I was but a lad.
Objection!
Can we really trust the memory of an old man? Mr. Justice, would you care to explain that statement to the judge? What was that? I mean, what I'm trying to say is,
Never underestimate the memory of your elders. I may forget my verdicts the next day, but the memories of my past are clear as day.
Oh my god.
Therefore, I find Mr. Ives' statement to be perfectly credible.
Wow! Did you see how Mr. Wright got the judge on his side there, Apollo? That's definitely a trick I want up my sleeve.
you're not helping, Athena.
You may cross-examine the witness, Mr. Justice, you ageist.
Wow, the judge is not on his side anymore.
Oh, yes, I went there.
Cross-examination, history of the clan.
The judge hates you, Apollo.
My ancestor was praised as a benevolent ruler.
Hold it!
One sec. That object that you set down there, is it something of importance to you? It is a name plate. This one here belonged to my grandfather, Abraham. He had it custom made during his distinguished political career. It is special because it is crafted from the finest Italian plastic.
Italian plastic?
I wasn't aware that Italians were famous for their fine plastic.
Me neither.
You can touch it if you want. No, I'm fine, thank you. Very well, I will just continue with my testimony. My ancestor was praised as a benevolent ruler, but he was also an eminent politician. He protected the spirit mediums, a minority back then.
Hold it!
So I take it the relationship with the Fae clan was a close one. A smooth and open line of communication with my entire electorate. That is the Paul Addison way. Oh, sorry. I was asking about your ancestor. Whether it is about me or my ancestor, feel free to ask me anything you would like. Transparency in government, that's the Paul Addison way. More like dodging questions, that's the Paul Addison way. Thanks, I'll be sure to ask when I have something you'll actually answer.
Yeah, he says, ask me anything you want, and then he dodges every question.
Or he talks around it.
Yeah.
Politicians.
My God.
I was saying the Addison family protected the Fey Spirit clan, spirit mediums back then. Some discriminated against them, you see.
Hold it!
Alright. Spirit mediums were targets of discrimination? Yes. Some people even treated them like they were monsters. The transformation the mediums underwent when channeling spirits is frightening, and for the locals. But then they were those who tried to use them. You mean they sought to control the channeling powers of the mediums? Discriminating against the minority is absolutely despicable. A vote for me is a vote to end discrimination. I vow to root it out wherever it may be. That is my promise to you.
He's totally ignoring your questions, Apollo. It's like you're a moderator at a political debate.
Yeah, and only he cares about his talking points. As thrilling as your campaign is, could we please get back to your testimony, please? As you wish. Now then, as for the Crystal of Amefe. I thought the Crystal of Amefe is green. This one is yellow. Thanks to Amefe, gave the crystal she had specifically made as a gift to him. Wait, go back.
Hold it!
You said that she had made it, so then it was made in Japan? That's right. They say she hired a famous craftsman to make it. And they say it is quite valuable, too. And you were gonna take such a priceless family heirloom and just give it to your patron? That is so typical of you ignorant common types. Making difficult decisions when the chips are down is what being a politician is all about. But only when it's the service of your own political career, you mean. The crystal is a testament to my ancestors' remarkable achievements. And furthermore, I am a descendant of that great lord.
Hold it!
So tell me this, Mr. Wimperson. Are you famous in Kurine Village? You could say that, but I find my popularity to be rather, bemusing. What? Yes, my campaign posters keep going missing as soon as I put them up. My avid supporters and female fans are likely taking them home to hang in their bedrooms. I guess ignorance really is bliss. All this proves my fine lineage. As such, my political power and influence is backed by centuries of history.
Hold it!
I'm sorry, but is any of that relevant to the issue of the relic's rightful owner? Have you never heard of Kingscraft? Kingcraft? Is that like Warcraft?
King's Quest?
King's Quest? It's the art of ruling as a king. My father drilled it into my head from a young age. And one of its precepts states, ruin awaits a ruler who responds to every single issue posed by the masses. Well, that answered my question about what he meant by the king of his nation. And progress, I suppose.
Apollo? Who is this Amefe anyway?
I believe she was the founder of Kurine channeling technique.
The plaintiff claims she had the crystal made for his ancestor. That would mean it was made in Japan, right?
Yep, I suppose it would.
Oh, interesting. That'll be important later.
Alright, so we need to press one of his statements.
Okay.
Time code.
Let's see. So he was talking about... Let's see. So we already pressed everything, right? Did we? Okay, we did.
Yeah, we talked to him about everything.
Okay.
Some discriminated against them, you see, while others tried to abuse their power.
I think, well, because remember, what's her name? What is her name? Athena? She mentioned something about, like, oh, then it must have been made in Japan, right? So I think that was her hint for us. We should do something about where the crystal was made as a gift for him. Crystal was made specially as a gift for him. Yeah, let's do the details of that. Let's see. Or, Dragon. This isn't right. Are we? This can't be it.
I mean, these are.
Wait, Japan. Oh, we're not in Japan, right? Khura'in is a different country than Japan.
Yep.
So that means that Khura'in founding period. So this must be it. That must be it.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Sorry.
This might be the one to press. So, present.
Sorry, I didn't mean to talk so much over you. Talk way too much. I'm sorry. Hi, are you having an okay morning?
Good afternoon.
Well, I don't know. Hello.
Hi. Alright, guys, 140 likes is your next goal.
Judge voice is cute. Ooh.
Let's try this. You stated that Amife had the crystal made for your ancestor. So am I to assume it was made in Japan? That is right. The craftsmanship is unbeatable. Well, that's strange. I don't see how your so-called crystal could have been made there. What are you talking about? It's quite obvious if you take a closer look at this.
When you take a look at this.
I mean, the only thing I could think of would be the markings, the carvings.
Yeah, I would say the markings, yeah. Yeah, I would say that. Then that's probably a Koreanese, like, thing instead of Japanese.
Take a look at the distinctive design here according to Dr. Buff. It's a Mitama motif dating back to the early days of the Kingdom of Khura'in.
That means it couldn't have been made in Japan.
The Kingdom of Khura'in. And you base this on...
Here. This piece of evidence, Your Honor. These are the doctor's research notes on the Founder's Orb. This is the box in which the orb was originally stored. It features the same pattern as the one on the orb itself.
They do look like the same pattern, yes.
Therefore, I assert that the disputed item must have been made in the Kingdom of Khura'in. Yeah! My place card! The Khura'in channeling technique originated in the Kingdom of Khura'in. And Amife is known to have traveled there to train. With that in mind, what's to say she didn't bring the pattern back with her?
Objection!
But since this is clearly Khura'inese design, not even you can deny that the possibility that it was made there in the Kingdom of Khura'in.
Objection!
Anything's possible to some extent. That doesn't make it true. So you can conclude that the orb is from Khura'in based solely on that pattern. If it were that simple, I could just easily say it's Japanese.
No, you can't because it has a Khura'in pattern on it. That doesn't make any sense, Phoenix.
I have to agree with Mr. Wright. The pattern alone proves nothing. But that also means that there's no basis to claim that the item in dispute was made in Japan either. At this rate, we're going nowhere fast.
He's right. We're just spinning our wheels here.
I wonder if we have any evidence that could break his statement. Stalemate. Darn it.
Evidence that would break his stalemate exists. The defense would like to present a piece of evidence to the court. A piece that will finally break this stalemate. Oh. Well, you sure piqued my interest. Let's see what you got there, kid. Alright. I will now prove that this is in fact the Founder's Orb. Entrance, bookcase, research notes. I have no idea. Raincoat, doctor, email, robbery report.
This.
I don't know.
I will prove that this is in fact the Founder's Orb. Maybe it doesn't exist.
We don't have evidence? Oops.
This is the Founder's Orb. I mean, wouldn't that be the Founder's Orb? That weird egg thing?
No. No, the chat is just saying I have no evidence.
Oh.
I chose poorly. We're gonna get a strike.
Oops.
Take that!
And just how does that evidence prove that the relic is the Founder's Orb? It does, doesn't it? Not by any means I can fathom.
Sorry, Apollo, but I have to agree with the boss on this.
Me too, actually.
B3, defense. Strike for you!
Yikes!
Time to think that one over again, Mr. Justice.
Yes, Your Honor. The evidence that could break the stalemate does not exist. There doesn't seem to be anything we can use, at least not at this point.
Well, unless we can find something, this trial won't be going anywhere.
His nameplate keeps breaking.
Oops.
That is much better. What's his deal, anyway? I have a suggestion. Why don't we consider this from a different angle? I'm listening. What if the Defiant Dragons really were authorized to take possession of the relic?
I'm afraid I don't know where you're going with this, Mr. Wright.
Considering the orb transfer agreement, which states, agree to hand over the Founder's Orb to the Defiant Dragons if I will come to no harm. What if the last part suggests this was written under duress? That would render the agreement null and void. What are you suggesting, Mr. Wright? While you were on the little cave expedition, I was investigating Dr. Bluff's accident. And there was something you overlooked, Mr. Justice. Namely, that his accident might have actually been a murder. What? Murder?
Well, this is interesting. Mr. Wright, you do realize such statements are not to be made lightly. Are you suggesting the doctor was murdered by the Defiant Dragons?
Yes, but follow me on this for a second. The book that came tumbling down where the archaeologist's shelf was. Among the mountain of books was a single volume on psychology. That's what's more, there was some blood on it. And you believe this is important because the book that came tumbling down were from the top shelf, the archaeology books. We know this because the doctor's books were meticulously organized by subject. Archaeology took up the entire shelf, so that psychology book is completely out of place. Come to think of it, the shelves were arranged quite carefully. It's also worth noting that psychology books only take up a tiny part of the bottom shelf. You might even wonder why a book on psychology was found amid the pile of archaeology books. But I believe I can explain that with a single out-of-place book was doing there. The doctor was struck from behind while selecting a psychology book from the shelf. And, that's when the blood got on the book? Precisely. And to make it look like an accident, He was buried under a mountain of archaeology books.
Objection!
Wait a second. This is just all speculation, right? Or do you have some proof that it was murder? Of course I do. You do? On a hunch, I had Detective Skye examine the doctor's head wound. She found that he had been struck by the corner of some object or another. Wait, what? A wound like that wouldn't have resulted from a fall to the floor, you know. Do you understand what this means, Mr. Justice?
You could hit somebody with a book?
The wound makes it crystal clear that Dr. Buff was murdered. Yeah!
The books... There's no way a book could do that to somebody. Wow, that was unexpected! Who would have thought we'd break out of the stalemate like this? He pulled the ladder right out from under us!
Still, if he thinks that's enough to make me back down, he's got another thing coming. Even if the cause of death was murder, what makes you think that was the Defiant Dragons? You should know better than to hurl baseless accusations.
Objection!
Did you forget who you were up against, Mr. Justice?
No.
Huh? You didn't actually think I'd come to court without witnesses and evidence, did you? What are you talking about? I would like to request further testimony from the plaintiff. Specifically, I would like the court to hear how he saw one of the rebels leaving the crime scene. He saw what?
Oh.
Whoops.
If he can prove it was murder, that's the end of our client's rights. Did he have this up his sleeve the whole time, Apollo?
How could Mr. Wright do this to us?
Ah.
He was just waiting to spring this trap. Gotcha.
This trial has taken another unexpected turn. But I must mention, Mr. Wright, that you have yet to identify the murder weapon.
The object used to commit the murder was not located at the scene of the crime. The murderer likely disposed of it elsewhere. Dr. Buff's autopsy added to the court record.
Well, I never thought that we'd be deliberating on the issue of murder at a civil trial. All right, Mr. Atishon Whipperson, your testimony, if you please.
Prepare to be dazzled. Dazzled by charismatic oration forged in the crucible of the campaign battles. Witness testimony. Again, this one is called The Rebel's Crime.
The Rebel's Crime. Pearl looks so cute on the thumbnail, Luke.
Huh? Who looks cute? Oh, Pearl? Yeah, but
Pearl.
Pearl's not even in this case, so...
Yes, how can we trust this guy who's so shady and sneaky and he just lies? As one of his family relics. Yep, exactly, Mac, not Nochi-chan. Yep.
You guys just explained politicians.
Exactly. Yep.
That evening, I was walking alone, lost in thought. I passed by the doctor's house, and that is when I saw Mr. R. Rebel. He was running out the front door. It was around 10 at night. Surely that must have been him fleeing the scene of his crime. A vote for me is a vote to end such violence. That is my promise to you. You can't stop violence from happening. You can make stricter penalties for violence and crimes, but you can't prevent crimes completely.
So the plaintiff saw a possible suspect fleeing from the doctor's residence?
Minority Report, Luke.
Yeah, basically. Although they're trying to do that now, especially by putting gamers under Homeland Security's, like, I guess, field of vision, which is a complete waste of resources. But the thing is, probably the reason why they're going after gamers is because they're actually not actually going after terrorists. And Homeland Security was created during the whole rise of terrorism in the early 2000s. So if they're not actually catching terrorists and watching people, then Homeland Security would be basically folded. So we're just a means to an end.
They're just there twiddling their thumbs trying to figure out some people to watch.
Basically. Yep. And since gamers are the most, sought after and accused group of people, you know.
Maybe, isn't it true that a lot of people who end up committing crimes are former government employees? Maybe they should watch themselves.
Anyway,
All right.
It's within the window of estimated time of death.
that's a rebel. What in the world were you doing there? Study photo updated in the court record. It seems Mr. R. Rebel was loitering about Courtroom Village that day. There's evidence he was in the doctor's study as well. Isn't that right, Mr. Justice? You mean the suitcase? Exactly. He must have been in quite the rush to leave that behind. Oh, and by the way, Your Honor, Mr. R. Rebel just happens to be sitting in the gallery today.
Oh.
See, that's him trying to escape as we speak.
Oh my gosh! Phoenix, you're so savage!
Bailiff, don't let that man get away.
Oh my gosh!
Right, you backstabber, why are you doing this to me?
Yeah, why is Wright becoming evil? Phoenix.
All right. The counsel/defense may question the plaintiff/witness once more. Please proceed, Mr. Justice.
Okay, cross-examination. The rebel's crime. That evening, I was walking alone, lost in thought.
Hold it!
All right. Why were you taking a walk anyway? Society's inundated with serious problems that must be solved, and as a politician, I'm always on the job thinking hard about possible solutions, even on my walks. Yeah, okay. Thanks for the non-answer. While we live out our comfy lives, there are starving children who suffer in the back alleys of major cities. It is not in me to ignore such suffering. A vote for me is a vote to end hunger, and for world peace.
How, though? How are you going to do that?
Yeah, Mr. Wimperson, we are well aware of your outstanding character. Now please continue with your testimony. I can practically hear my poll numbers surging. Now, on with my speech. After all, voting public must be informed of the magnificence that is me. I passed by the doctor's office when I saw our rebel.
Hold it!
Where exactly were you when you saw Mr. R. Rebel? Right here under this tree. I saw him dashing out of Dr. Buff's front door. Okay. And he didn't notice you? No, I was hidden by the tree.
Is it really all that important to know where the plaintiff saw Mr. Rebel?
Probably.
Alright. Loki, can I ask you a question? I need to mute the microphone.
Alright.
Alright, sorry, I just had to ask Luke a question about something.
Is it really important to know where the plaintiff saw Mr. Rebel?
I don't know. Is it? I have no idea.
Probably say it is.
Sorry, I wasn't. The chat is saying yes, it is.
Yes, it is. Yes, I believe it matters a lot. I ask that it please be added to the witness's testimony, please. I was under this tree when I saw Mr. R. Rebel. Okay.
Okay.
Press.
So maybe he's lying, though.
What were you doing under that tree? A lack of lateral thinking. That is a politician's downfall. Huh? That is why, if I am elected, I promise to think outside of the box. The question was, what were you doing under the tree, Mr. Wimperson?
Yeah, exactly. What? He didn't answer the question at all.
I suppose I can expect a plebeian such as yourself to understand my grand design.
We are
What? Try me, O Lord of Plebes.
Why won't he answer the question?
Mr. Wimperson, I believe the court is well aware of your grand political vision. Now, let's have the rest of your testimony, if you please. I can hardly wait for the upcoming election.
Wow, he can't stop talking about himself.
He was running out the front door.
Hold it!
Did you notice anything unusual?
Yes. His behavior was incredibly suspicious. His eyes were darting all around as he ran off in a total panic. As soon as I saw that, I knew he had done something, and it probably wasn't good.
Despite that, you still didn't report it to the police?
Who would have thought he had been killed? Not me. That is why I didn't report him. So the witness didn't notify the police. Is that important in Mr. Justice's state? Is that an important statement, Mr. Justice?
Witness did not notify the police.
Yeah, I would probably say yes.
I guess so.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Most
I
likely,
would say
yes.
it is important.
You bet it is. It's very important. I requested the witness add it to his testimony as well.
Sure, why not?
That guy seems upset with us, but we haven't even done anything to him.
I had no idea that Dr. Buff was dead. That is why I didn't call the police.
Hold it!
You had no idea he was dead. In other words, you knew nothing about what happened.
I am truly ashamed of myself.
What?
There's been a gruesome murder in my beloved village. What a fool I have been. I was thinking only of the village's future and world peace. It seems my earnest attitude and industrious nature have come back to haunt me.
Only a politician would try to pass off
Aggrandizement.
as self-deprecation.
Yeah, weird. Apollo, you think this is how all politicians will be from now on?
We're all doomed if they are.
Well, I guess we're doomed then.
Self-fulfilling prophecy. If you don't mind, I would like to continue with my testimony. It was around 10 at night. Surely, that must have been him fleeing the scene of his crime.
Hold it!
But at the same time, you didn't know the doctor was dead, is that correct?
It is true that I've been known as a prodigy from the very young age.
What?
I graduated high school and college with exceptional grades. As class president, I reformed stale old school traditions. My exploits were even covered in local papers. As exceptional as I am, I can't possibly expect to know everything at all times.
This isn't working. He keeps bending the questions to serve his own needs.
Oh my gosh, this is so well written.
Yeah.
Hang in there, Apollo!
What's great is Japan are making fun of American politicians.
Yep.
Mr. Addison, I believe the court is well aware of your exceptional nature. Now, would you please continue with your testimony? I have upcoming election in the bag. No. A vote for me is a vote to end such violence. As that is a promise to you.
Hold it!
Huh? So how do you exactly intend to end such violence?
Elite politicians such as myself never reveal their strategies. Did you really think I would divulge such a sensitive information to the likes of you?
Yeah, but, surely you have some sort of campaign platform you're running on.
What? He doesn't have a platform?
No comment!
He doesn't have a platform?
Clearly his platform is told by an idiot full of sound and fury signifying nothing. He said he saw Dats under the tree. If that's true, then...
Did you figure something out, Apollo?
Yeah, I think he's hiding something. Let's take another look at the evidence, Athena.
Okay, so... we need to present something now.
Okay, so we already pressed him when he said he didn't call the police?
We pressed him on everything.
And he said that he thought that somebody was dead?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Alright. 1, 2, 3. I mean, if he was standing there by the tree, he could see someone exit. 1, 2, 3, 4. He was running on out the front door. 5. I had no idea that Dr. Buff was dead. That's why I didn't call the police.
What are the evidence that we have for that?
1 sec. So if he was standing by the tree, he's in full view of the window. He could see a dead body.
He should
Or at
be
least
able
he
to
could see
it.
that the man had fallen down. He didn't call for an ambulance. Which, if I saw somebody fall in their house and, you know, there was a giant window in front of me, I would call at least an ambulance. I'm gonna present... Yeah, he's in plain view. Look at that, right in front of the window.
Alright, well, yeah, you would think he'd be able to see him.
Based on his positioning, he would be able to see the man murdered, so,
unless unless it was too high up, I guess we can try it.
Objection!
Mr. Wimperson, rather than Mr. Our Rebel, wasn't there something else that should have been, had your undivided attention? Like what? Oh, yes, of course. A politician must always keep his finger on the electorate's pulse and focus... No, you fool! You're way off! I am?
Would you care to explain, Mr. Justice?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, if the witness saw Mr. Our Rebel from his position here as he claims...
Yeah, if he saw Mr. O'Rebel, then he would have seen that guy.
then he would have also been able to see the doctor's body. After all, it's right next to the huge window in front of the tree.
Well, I believe you have a point there.
With the body that clearly is visible to the witness, it's unthinkable that he wouldn't have reported it to the police.
Oh my gosh.
Ah!
Yes, would the witness care to respond, please?
Whoa.
Sleeping on the job.
Dude, you're asleep.
Did he just fall asleep?
Mr. Wimperson!
Yeah, why wouldn't he have reported the body immediately? Exactly, Magnochi-chan.
Mr. Wimperson!
Oh!
Huh. There are many sides to an issue. What did I ever do to deserve this? In any case, I'd like the court to acknowledge the inconsistency in the witness's testimony. Mr. Wimperson, did you really see Mr. Our Rebel? Yes.
Why did he leave?
Where do you think you're going? Oh, I thought I'd return to my seat, seeing as I'd already answered the question. This isn't some town hall debate. You stay right there until I say we're through.
Whoa!
I'll have to run that by my campaign manager before I...
Objection!
Wow.
I don't think so. Mr. Wimperson, I think it's time for you to come clean. What? So then, does this mean he didn't see Mr. Our Rebel? As your lawyer, Mr. Wimperson, I'd advise you divulge that matter we discussed. Silence is no longer an option. You sure about this? I'm in the midst of running for office. I can't afford to let any strange rumors get out. Don't worry. You won't suffer any blowback for what you're about to reveal.
Blowback? I'm not sure I like the sound of that, Mr. Wright.
Not to worry, Your Honor. Nothing, untoward will come of this, I promise. Now then, Mr. Justice. Remember how it was an anonymous caller that reported the doctor's death? Come to think of it. Emma, who was the first one to discover the body?
About that, whoever it was, it seems they wanted to remain anonymous.
What?
It happens now and then. Some people would rather not get involved with the police. That doesn't seem right.
Wait a second. You're not suggesting that.
Oh, yes, I am. That's exactly what I'm saying. The anonymous source who contacted the police after discovering the body was... my client, Mr. Paul Wimperson.
What? You don't say.
You see, he played his part as a concerned citizen quite admirably, if I may say so. Isn't that right?
Yes, indeed. In our society today, there are too many who choose indifference over righteous action, but I don't number among them. That is why I did my duty as a concerned citizen. One might call me the model citizen, one worthy of standing above the rest. What a real standard bearer he is, reporting it anonymously.
Oh, and by the way, Mr. Justice, wasn't there someone else at the scene of the crime when my client discovered the body?
You mean our rebel? How would he have been leaving the doctor's office? He would have been leaving the doctor's office right around then. Wait, that means...
Yes, it does. In short, what my client witnessed was Mr. R. Rebel fleeing the scene of the heinous murder.
What?
Yeah! And that's not all. Based on what we've heard so far, Mr. R. Rebel looked exceedingly suspicious, and that's putting it mildly. We already know the Defiant Dragons threatened the Doctor with bodily harm. And now that they've killed him, the so-called orb transfer agreement is null and void. Yeah!
Yeah, Brandon, I don't know why Phoenix is working for this guy. I think this politician is super shady.
So that Apollo and Phoenix can fight each other, that's the whole point.
Oh. So it's just for the purposes of the game, I guess. Doesn't that make sense? Apollo! If we don't come up with some sort of counter-argument...
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, they got politicians right in this game.
And what sort of evidence do you have? Can you actually prove that it was Mr. R. Rebel who killed the Doctor?
That move had desperate written all over it!
That's all I've got, so I'm going with it, okay?
Okay.
Evidence? I suppose it's true that I don't have any...
I knew it!
But I do have another witness.
What?
You should know I always come fully prepared, Mr. Justice. And my new witness will provide testimony proving Mr. R. Rebel's guilt.
A new witness? I wonder who it could be.
Very well. Bailiff, please summon our next witness. In the meantime, the court will take a brief recess. I would like both sides to use this time to prepare properly. Understood?
Phoenix and Apollo battling it out.
Yep. May 17th, District Court, Defendant Lobby, number 3.
Wow, I knew Mr. Wright would put up... Wow, I knew Mr. Wright would put up a tough fight, but...
Yeah, just when I thought we had him, he turned the tables on us. He really is the Turnabout terror.
We can't let them blindside us again.
Ah, that looks like they got me again. 3 times in 1 year. That's a new record. Ha 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 ha.
Dats, please. No more new records or bad puns while you're at it, okay? It's hard enough trying to help you as it is.
Roger that. I'll be careful next time. Hey, Dats. What's Mr. Wright said true? Did you really pay the visit to Dr. Buff that night? Sure did. Can't remember the exact time, though. All I know is he wouldn't hand over the orb. Someone put it in his head that we rebels were dangerous. That's why he threw me out.
So the Doctor was still alive when Dats last saw him?
We'll still have to prove it, though.
Better brace yourself, son. The next witness testimony could make or break this case.
Yeah, I know. Hey, where's Trucy at?
She went to see her dad, Apollo.
Maybe she's still mad.
More like worried. Worried that this trial will create a rift between you two. And that you might leave than the agency.
She has an active imagination.
Excuse me, the trial will be resuming shortly.
Well, let's go see that new testimony awaits us. We didn't get any snacks while they were sitting out there.
You can have some snacks.
No, not me. I mean,
mean
I
Apollo
have.
didn't.
Apollo didn't get any. Yeah.
I'm going to be eating the same soup for several days.
Soup's almost gone.
I don't think so. There's like several Tupperwares of it.
There's a Tupperware and a half left. Or wait, there's
No, there's a huge Tupperware.
There's a big one too.
What are you talking about? There's tons of soup. It's going to be hard to eat all of it. I tried to explain that to you. You didn't listen to me.
Okay, maybe I missed a Tupperware somewhere.
I poured two whole tall Tupperwares into one giant one.
Oh, okay. I've been using the small Tupperwares.
All right.
All right, court is now back in session. Mr. Wright, you said you had a witness?
Your Honor, I would like to call the lone survivor of the doctor's murder to the stand. Wait a second, he can't mean that Sarge is here?
Uh-oh.
You mean Dr. Buff's reclusive son? How did you get him to cooperate? Oh, nothing a little persuasion I couldn't handle. The poor child only agreed to help if it meant catching the killer. Getting a kid like that to overcome his fear, now that's impressive. It's probably going to be the helicopter again.
This must be really important testimony for the kid to come out in public like this, Apollo.
Very well, Mr. Wright. Please call your witness to the stand.
Is it going to be the helicopter?
Yep. Oh my! Sergeant Buff at your service, sir!
Oh my gosh.
He's here as the drone, really.
Mr. Wright, what exactly is the meaning of this?
A past trauma has rendered it impossible for the witness to venture into the public. Leaving home was hard enough, and it seems leaving the witness lobby was just too much. But I would like to continue with the testimony delivered via this drone.
I understand. Must be terrible to lose one's father like that. The testimony via a remote-controlled toy? Well, let's take things for a spin and see how it goes.
Just who's piloting this trial anyway?
The judge sure warmed up to the idea fast.
I suppose so. I think the phrase you're looking for is gave up.
You disappoint me, Corporal Justice, to think I once called you friend! Yeah! Defending the man who killed Papa, that's a full-on treason, soldier! I hereby demote you back to private!
Corporal? Private? What's he talking about, Apollo?
It's a long story.
Now then, are you ready to testify, youngster?
Locked and loaded, sir, ready to rain lead upon the perpetrator.
Okay.
Whoops.
How old is this kid?
I don't know.
What happened that evening?
10, maybe? I don't know. Younger than 10? 6?
I don't know.
I'm gonna say he's 6 years old.
Probably. Maybe he's a teenager. I don't know.
Well, whatever it is, he feels traumatized. Yep, hope you guys are all having a great day, and thanks for all the help in the chat and everyone. I really appreciate that, everybody. Hope you guys are all doing well, and great to see everyone today. Hope you guys are doing well. I didn't really get to say hi to anyone today. Hi, Soulflare, Gamewing, and Master Gunham, Carolina, Mr. Little Divergent, Everly, and Mac Nochi, Brandon, Jessica, Celestial Animation, and Tim Reed. And great to see you, Savan, Gamewing, and Brandon, and everyone. And Soulflare, hope you guys are all doing well. Hi, OH, and everybody. Good to see you guys and gals.
Papa met with someone the night he died. I didn't have eyes on the ground as I'd already mounted my siege defense, but I did hear him arguing with someone in his study. From my window, I saw the one designated deaths getting ejected from the premise.
After that, the man lingered around the perimeter for some time. He must have regrouped and killed my papa in the study later. I just know it. Okay.
But if he was ejected by his dad, then how could he have killed him if he was kicked out?
So he was thrown out but later returned and committed the murder, did he?
Yes, Your Honor. So the man my client saw really must have been the fleeing Mr. R. Rebel.
Objection! Right, you backstabbing no good. I didn't kill no one.
It's the enemy! Ready all missiles and fire!
Ah!
I hope those are toy missiles.
Capitalist pig, I'll turn you into a pork stroganoff.
Oh my gosh.
Wait, he's a communist? Explains why he calls people comrade. That's a taste of my ultimate anti-swine weapon, fool!
Oh.
Whoa, it's firing missiles too, huh?
Red Hood was saying we could check the court record. Maybe it says his age in there.
Okay.
Yes, well, the witness is all yours, Mr. Justice.
If it does say his age, it might not.
I'd like to see. Cross-examination of a drone. Alright, let's look over...
We have to go over people. How do we get to the people?
Okay, we've got 17, 19, 35, 25, 45, 64, 46, 27, 25.
The drone!
No age.
Oh, it doesn't have it.
18, 35.
Oh, well, Pearls is 18.
Maya's not in this episode.
Da-da-da,
There's no Maya in the profile.
da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da-da.
I'm gonna do the Maya theme.
Da-da-da-da.
So it doesn't tell us the age of the... Oh well. What happened that evening?
Oh, we tried. At least that was a good idea, though.
It was a good idea, yeah. Papa met with someone the night he died. Hold it. Your father met with someone. Could you be more specific, please? No! I was in the midst of a crucial defense siege operation. Right. You didn't leave your room. You're referring to how you don't leave your room, correct? You never know where enemy might be lurking outside the siege perimeter. What about you know, school? I don't go to boot camp. I'm a soldier. The sergeant doesn't associate with rookies still to green to fight. With a kid like this, I bet Dr. Buff won't be getting any rest in the afterlife either.
It was very brave of you to come to the courthouse today. But what was that you said about a siege defense?
That, well,
Um,
means he's a shut-in. I didn't have eyes on the ground as I had mounted my siege defense.
Hold it!
Sarge, I've always wondered, who or what are you, battling? That's classified.
wow.
Even so, it may be relevant to this case.
Objection!
I don't know if you're the right person to be asking about things like that.
That's right. Such matters need to be handled with certain delicacy, Apollo.
Oh, I guess curiosity got the better of me. You're all talking, no action, soldier! Get on the battlefield! It ain't the number of pretty words in your repertoire, but the number of bullets in your gun belt that count! Easy for you to say, you're the one with all of them.
Will the witness please tell this court what he saw and heard that night?
I did hear him arguing with someone in his study.
Hold it.
What was their argument about? I heard things like, where's the orb, and are you defiant dragons really criminals? It sounded real volatile, like a war might break out any second. So there were two of them that had an argument when Dats came to the orb, huh? Did you see or hear anything else? Yeah, I heard them arguing, and then silence.
Oh, wow. Disturbing.
From my window, I saw the one designated as Dats our rebel getting ejected from our premises. How was Mr. R. Rebels acting? Like a conquered trooper retreating with his tail between his legs. A trooper? Well, I guess he does dress like he's in the military.
I bet those two would have really hit it off had they met under different circumstances.
Yeah, I can see that somehow. And so, the defeated soldier was expelled. But that wasn't the end. After that, the man lingered around the perimeter for some time. Whoops. He must have regrouped and killed my papa. Okay. So he's speaking through the drone. The drone has a mustache, too.
Yeah.
That does seem suspicious. He kept hiding behind the trees and telephone poles and stealing glances at our house. Well, he couldn't exactly leave without the orb. I bet he was angry that he'd been kicked out. He must have regrouped and killed my papa in the study.
Hold it!
But don't you keep your front door unlocked? If so, then anyone could have gotten in.
Oh.
That's true. Papa didn't keep our house locked up very well. He said there was no need because there were only good people in Courtroom Village.
Wow.
And yet he ended up dead anyway.
Yeah, maybe he learned a lesson there.
Only a monster could do what they did to my kind, trusting Papa. There will be no mercy. I vow swift and terrible vengeance. I'll carpet bomb the killer with everything in my arsenal. Fire!
While I sympathize with you, witness, you will refrain from firing Gatling guns in my court.
So Sarge saw deaths too, huh?
And just when I thought things couldn't get any worse. I wonder why he hung around after being thrown out.
Hate to say this, Apollo, but if Dats is proven to be the killer, we'll lose the orb to the plaintiff. So our only option is to prove the Defiant Dragons has nothing to do with the murder. Yeah, we can hope they didn't have anything to do with it.
Papa met with someone the night he died. I didn't have eyes on the ground. Okay, so we already pressed everything, so now we have to present something. It's a new time code. You should never keep your house unlocked. Yep. As a New Yorker myself, every house I've ever lived in is always locked. And as well as it has, like, mechanisms to keep the deadbolt locked as well.
Well, he said he doesn't have eyes on the ground. I think we should present something on there. Because I think he could have seen stuff through his little, his helicopter thing. He could have used that.
Helicopter drone operated by the doctor's kid, equipped with a camera and a microphone. Okay.
Yeah, I would present that when he said he didn't have eyes on the ground. I think we should call him on that because he can obviously look through the microphone and stuff like that and through the thingy.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. Presenting drone.
Objection!
Sarge, are you hiding something from me? How dare you question your superior officer like that, fool? You want to get into the Stroganoff action with Pig Boy over there, soldier? Sorry, but I'm afraid lawyers are missile-proof. What?
Would the defense care to explain?
It's simple, Your Honor. Just as he is able to see what is happening at court right now, Sarge was able to see what was happening in the study then. With this cherished drone, of course.
Ah, now that you mention it. And I think the answer was right before our eyes this whole time.
Oh, wow.
Sarge, you were perfectly capable of patrolling the study that night. So you must have seen something. Ah! I'm hit! What is the strange new weaponry you're using against me? Courtroom warriors don't use guns or missiles because evidence is our weapon of choice. And evidence has exposed your bald-faced lie, sir. My truth bomb, Sarge! It stripped away your defense bar!
Spirit bomb!
Truth bomb! Whoa! Mayday, mayday, I'm going down!
Oh my god!
My, are you alright?
Evidence! Never have I seen such fearsome ordnance! Tell it to us straight, Sarge! After all, you want to help your father, don't you? Papa? Yeah, you want to find out who killed Papa, don't you? So please, tell us what you saw that night. It's not what you think. I didn't see anything. I swear. You sure? You seem awfully stressed for someone who didn't see anything.
Oh, he's mad at you now.
Sarge, you need to answer my question. Shut your pie, old maggot! I'll be scorched a day in Siberia before a lowly private like you orders me around. What's with him in Siberia, of all places? But if a scorching day is what it'll take, then maybe it's time to turn up the heat. Hey, Athena, you think a therapy session might help?
Well, it could help alleviate some of his anxiety, Apollo.
Alright, therapy session.
Therapy session. Yay. Good job, Luke.
Okay.
Noise level is at 100%. Oh my gosh. Oh, plus, I'm picking up a lot of discord in Sarge's voice. Sorry, I didn't see that she had something else to say. That usually means the patient wants to say something, but can't for some reason.
And in Sarge's case, I imagine whatsoever is plaguing him is pretty severe. In that case, I'll leave it to you and your mood magic.
You got it, Apollo. Your Honor, I believe I can be of help here.
Time for therapy? Is it, Miss Sykes?
Yes, it is. I will help the witness with his anxiety, maybe even enough to testify.
Then by all means, please bring the poor child out into the light of day. Oh, and I assume this will be all right with you, Mr. Wright?
Why not? It's not like we haven't been through this before, right? What are you blabbing about, lady? You aren't a place on this battlefield. The battlefield ain't a place for you.
Objection! I beg to differ, Sarge. This G.I. Jane's always ready for a fight in the courtroom. And wait until you see what I've got in my arsenal. Analytical psychology. With it, I'm gonna blow a big hole in the armor you've built around your heart.
No! First evidence, now analytical psychology. Where are these weapons of mass destruction coming from? Well, it's a battle you want, bring it! You may have started this war, but I'm gonna end it! Corpse woman Sykes!
You got it, Sarge. Time to seek out the agony buried deep in your heart.
Brace yourself. Commencing mood matrix. Activate.
Alright, Widget, let's do this.
It's go time.
It is go time, Widget. I'm excited about this. It's analytical psychology time.
I stayed in my room with my drone that evening. I heard Dads and Papa arguing with each other. Dad's got kicked out, but I saw him hanging around outside. I was in my room, so I didn't know Papa was dead until the next day. Okay, so we have lots of stuff going on. Alright, so mood matrix.
I didn't know he was dead until the next day. May I look it over again? We've got somewhat sadness here. We've got surprise and sadness when they're fighting. And then they really got... Daz got kicked out. He was very sad. Very surprised. And then I was in my room, so I didn't know Papa was dead until the next day. He's not as surprised as this one. Look at this one. He's extremely surprised, and then he sees his dad dead, and he's just like, meh.
Okay.
I think... Let's see.
Which one you think?
It's either surprise or sadness. I don't know. It's because it lowered both of them. Well, I guess he would be upset.
Why is he sad looking at Dats outside?
I don't know. That is weird. Yeah, you would think that would have been the time where he actually got killed.
Can I see number 1 and number 2 again?
Sure. You can do it. I'm sorry.
That's number 3.
Yeah, that's number 3.
He's sad that the guy's outside. That's weird. I heard Dats and Poppy arguing. Why would he be surprised? I stayed in my room.
Yeah, I think it's weird that he's not surprised to see his dad dead on the last statement, where he said, I didn't see him until the next day, but he's not very surprised to see his dad dead. Or at the very end, where his dad is dead, he's not as surprised. Look at it, surprise goes down. I'd pinpoint surprise. That's my personal opinion.
Alright.
Got it!
We'll see how it goes.
Alright, that's strange. You reacted with shock when you discovered your father's body. Yet you weren't nearly as shocked then as when you saw Mr. Rebel. Normally, you'd expect the death of one's father to be much more impactful. Enemy fire! Direct hit!
Oh, that is strange, Apollo. I wonder what that could mean.
Well, we know he wasn't as affected by his father's death as he should have been. And I think I know why.
Oh, is that true?
Sarge, you weren't as shocked as seeing your father's dead body as seeing Mr. Rebel because...
Maybe he already knew his dad was dead.
You already seen his body. Something else shocked you.
Yeah, you were scared of Mr. Rebel. I think he'd already known his dad was dead. He said he didn't know until the next day. But I think he's lying. I think he did know his dad was dead. That's me. That's my personal opinion.
Okay, so you already seen his body.
Yeah.
Alright.
I think he already knew his dad was dead because he wasn't that surprised.
Sarge, maybe the truth is you left your room that night, and that's when you saw it, your father's body. I saw no such thing! Really? You didn't see his body? Alright then. What did you see?
Look, Apollo! We lost some noise!
So just as I suspected, he really did see something. Sarge, please, tell us what you saw. But... The moment I saw it, I couldn't bear it. I couldn't stand to lose yet another loved one. Huh? Am I missing something here? Is that why you weren't very shocked when you found out your father was dead? Because you had already sensed that he was a goner somehow? Maybe? Please, Sarge, what was it you saw on the night of your father's murder? I saw... Ah! Whoa! What's happening? I don't like where this is going. No more, please!
Oh, wow. Yeek!
Help. He took Widget? I've confiscated your little toy. The battlefield is no place for unauthorized equipment.
Oh my gosh. Widget!
This is awkward.
Apollo, I can't continue this session without Widget!
Calm yourself, this witness. Witness. I hereby order you to submit to your therapy session. What in blazes?
Oh my gosh.
Look at me, I'm judge, jury, and executioner now. I hereby convene a military tribunal.
Okay.
person stole all this stuff. Little thief. Whoa, 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 whoa. This has gone way too far.
Bailiff, arrest the drone this instant!
Ah! Stop resisting! Ah!
Your bailiff voice.
If you don't, I'll fire! Ah!
Give Witchet back! Eee!
Give me back my gavel! You pesky brat!
Okay.
Oh my goodness. Phew! Finally got him back!
Nice work.
I missed my gavel. This witness truly a handful.
Oh! Miss Sykes, what's the witness's current psychology state?
Let's see, Mr. Wright. He's emotionally all over the map.
So this is all out control emotions are in control of him, huh? Does that mean we can calm him down if we can figure out the root cause?
Yes. So let's see what we can find, okay, Apollo? Sarge, can you hear me?
Oh, is that you, Corpse Woman Sykes?
I'm here. Now, I want you to take a few deep breaths, okay? Just try to relax. Try it with me. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out.
In, out, in, out.
All right, great job. And now, let your emotions take you where they will. Go on, let it all out, okay, Sarge?
Ah! All forces attack! That's the least relaxing breathing exercise I've ever seen.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, wow. Dax was still hanging around after he got kicked out. I heard more fighting and I got worried about Papa. So I left my room, but suddenly I got dizzy and passed out.
Oh.
I remember a flame lighting up the room. And Papa grinning with delight.
What?
That's when he must have been killed, if only I hadn't passed out.
What? That's weird. Why would he be grinning?
How can you kill someone with a book?
I don't think it would be hard enough. It'd have to be like a rock, because you have a skull there. How could a book actually hit you through your skull? It doesn't make any sense.
I don't know. Alright, so... New emotions, probe.
Well, I mean, the weird part of this is the flames. Why would his dad be laughing about the flames? It's weird. I feel like that's the thing that stands out to me.
The flame thing looks weird.
Like, why would his dad be starting a fire and be grinning with delight?
Why does he look like Andros from Star Fox there?
Yeah.
I'll get you, Star Fox.
Is there any way we can probe a picture on that, or we have to pick sadness or surprise?
I don't know. Remember a flame lighting up the room? What flame?
Remember a flame lighting up the room, and Papa grinning with delight.
Got it!
That's it! Sarge, you were overcome with shock and fear when you saw those flames, weren't you? Was I? Yeah, just 6 months ago, you and your mother were caught up in an arsonist blaze, so it's no wonder why you would be extremely scared of fire. Yes, that does make sense.
And maybe, just maybe, your subconscious fear of fire was what caused you to withdraw from the world.
What do you mean, Corpse Woman Sykes?
In the outside world, you were bound to come across all sorts of fire. Candles, cigarettes, heck, even a grill at a dinner or a diner. Even if it's not that often, just the idea that you might see flames grew bigger and bigger until you couldn't shut it out. Campfire.
I think you might be onto something. Candles, cigarettes, just thinking about them sends a chill down my spine. Wow, things I take for granted. Now I see, I was afraid of fire. Strange, I didn't even realize it myself. About that fire, Sarge, can you tell me what it was burning?
Just stay calm. Maybe something will come to you.
Oh! I'm starting to remember, it was...
Yes?
Was that relic. The relic Papa was studying. It was on fire.
What?
The orb was on fire? Mm-hmm. It's still kind of fuzzy. But yeah, the orb was burning right in front of Papa. And there in the flames was... Mama? Yeah, now I remember. I saw Mama appear amid the dancing flames.
What?
What?
Wow, this is weird. Draws. I have you now, Star Fox.
Why did you see them?
I have no idea what's happening.
What is going on here?
Maybe it's a memory from the fire that killed his mother. He might be confusing it with what really happened when his father died.
So let me guess, more therapy.
Sure, yep, but this time, it seems like there's an inconsistency in his statements. I think we should be able to prove it with the evidence at hand, Apollo.
I hope this, inconsistency is the key for proving that the relic really is the Founder's Orb.
Dads was still hanging around after he got kicked out when Oh, sorry, that's not...
I heard more fighting. I left the room and suddenly I got dizzy and passed out. I remember a flame lighting up the room and Papa grinning with delight like a psychopath. The relic was on fire and I saw Mama's face inside. When Papa must have been killed, if only I hadn't passed out. Okay, so...
Let's see...
Maybe. 207, 50. Probe.
Well, we're supposed to help him take on his fears. So, he said if only I hadn't passed out. If I only hadn't passed out, my dad wouldn't have died. Maybe that's his fear, like it was his fault or something. This is confusing. I'm glad I'm not a psychologist in real life.
4, 5, 6.
That's when Papa must have been killed. If only I hadn't passed out. Yeah, so he was afraid of his dad getting killed because he passed out. If only he hadn't passed out, that's his fear. I think we should put that thing he was afraid of, the orb. The orb that was on fire. Maybe we should post that because he was afraid of it because it had fire on it.
This?
Yeah, I think we're trying to help him face his fear. I don't really understand what we're doing though. This is confusing.
I don't blame yourself, Sarge. After all, even if you hadn't passed out, the outcome would have been the same. What do you mean? I'm talking about the time of death. Your father wasn't killed right after you left your room. What? Explain yourself at once, Private Justice! You said you saw your father burning the orb, right? But that night, he went out to hide it in a cave.
What? Oh, that's right, he did.
So what you saw, Sarge, was something that happened before your father left to hide the orb. So you see, you didn't pass out right before he was killed. You passed out right before he left for the cave to hide the orb in the ruins within. So even if I hadn't passed out, that's right, the outcome would have been exactly the same. That's because your father, Dr. Buff, was killed after he returned from the ruins. And therefore, Sarge, there's no need for you to blame yourself. Oh, I see.
So it wasn't because he passed out.
Private Justice, can you really say I bear no blame in this? Why do you ask? Because the truth is, if I hadn't engaged in my siege defense, Papa would still be alive. Sarge, Papa wished nothing more than for me to lead a happy, healthy life. That's why he quit his job and moved us out, away from the big city. But even then, I didn't have the courage to set foot in the outside world. And in the end...
Oh, it's like his fault.
I failed to make Papa's wish come true.
This is depressing.
It's very, very heavy.
Sorry. Sarge? Sarge, if you want to make your father's wish come true, if that's what you really want, then who's to say it's too late? Why don't you take the first step now?
My first step?
That's right. You can cast off all your regret. You can stop standing still and you can start moving forward. You have the power within you. I know from experience. I know what it's like to feel like you do. But only you can decide to take that first step. This is so deep.
If you don't change your tactics now, Sarge, the victory you seek in war you're waging will always lie beyond your grasp. That's deep.
Yeah, it is. Well done, Capcom.
I think I understand now. I've made up my mind.
You can still turn things around in your life and make your dad proud, even if he's in heaven.
As of this moment, I will suspend my siege defense indefinitely.
What? What do they mean? Oh my gosh, the kid is here?
It's in a wheelchair.
Oh my gosh, the kid showed up? Wow, this is... It's
Wait a sec!
The girl!
Huh?
Sergeant Buff, reporting for duty, sir!
What? I thought you were a guy!
You're definitely not the gruff drill sergeant that I envisioned! Well, my mama was in the Russian army!
I was just as shocked, but it certainly explained a few things when I found out too. May I introduce you to Miss Army Buff, age 12. No way!
I thought it was a guy.
With that voice modifier, it sounded like an older man.
Careful, soldier! Don't forget, I could blow you away at a moment's notice! She's just too cute!
So, have you always been in a wheelchair, Sarge?
Negative! Only since I was injured, sir! In the fire, sir!
Your voice sounds awfully different from before.
My drone features a voice modulation device. Oh, am I supposed to be doing it, or are you?
It's fine.
It's just one of my army's many technological marvels!
Yes, well, you fooled me. I thought some 20-something military fanatic was at the controls.
If it's all the same to you troops, I'd like to continue my testimony. I've just remembered something, and it's as crisp and clear as a trumpet on roll call.
What did you remember exactly?
It wasn't my mother who appeared in that burning orb. It was some lady Papa had shown me a picture of long ago. He said it was the Holy Mother, the founder of Qur'anism. She appeared right there, right in the burning orb.
Huh? What did you just say?
Oh, this is weird. Also, why does he look like Andros? I'll get you now. Dun, 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 dun. Oh my gosh! Another connection to Star Fox. Dun, 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 dun.
Wait. Dial back. Honey, I said dial it back.
What? It's Star Fox time. Your father helped me like that too. Do a barrel roll. The Holy Mother of Qur'anism was in the burning orb, you say? What? That doesn't... What does that even mean?
I have a bad feeling about this.
Yeah, we're gonna get canceled.
Could it be... Could this explain what Sarge means by the Holy Mother appearing in the burning orb? I have no idea.
What? What could explain what it means? Explain what's...
Oh, I know. There's only one thing that actually talks about the burning orb. Research stuff.
Okay.
Says, when prayer is as fervent as fire, only then shall the Holy Mother return.
Creepy.
So he was burning the orb so that the Holy Mother ghost appeared, I guess. I don't know.
Wow.
Take that!
Dr. Buff's research notes? What did these have to do with this?
Look at this. The burning orb, the appearance of the founder. This part points to both.
Take that!
There's a legend about orb involving a mysterious riddle. And this song in turn is said to contain the key to solving it. In the legend, if it's true, then I believe the answer lies in part of this song. Offer thy prayers as fervent as fire, only then shall the Holy Mother return. Well, anyone see where I'm going with this?
Not at all, Apollo.
Prayers as fervent as fire. Ah! You're supposed to set the orb on fire? The whole stanza seems to suggest that the founder will appear if the orb is set on fire.
Wait, so the doctor, he...
Yes, Athena. He had solved the ancient riddle of the founder's orb.
Whoa.
My!
What if the ghost killed him of the Holy Mother? What if she came out of the orb and killed him?
I don't know.
Papa was a great archaeologist, so I believed in him, and I want to believe. I want to believe he achieved his longtime dream, solving that riddle before he died.
Well, we won't know for sure until we try it ourselves.
Yes, do it, Private Justice, please. I want to see Papa was researching for with my own eyes. Thank you.
Objection!
The plaintiff must object to this.
Objection!
The plaintiff will stand down and be quiet.
Objection!
You don't have a right to set a precious relic like that on fire.
Objection!
Oh, but I do. All I needed was Sarge's permission. Since she still don't know if this treasure is the Founder's Orb or the Crystal of Amefe. Any ownership rights the doctor had now belong to his daughter. Therefore, you have absolutely no right to stop us. Gah!
Yeah, true.
Very well, Mr. Justice. I've never thought I'd be saying this, but can you burn the evidence?
Oh my gosh.
All right, here we go.
Make sure that there's like no paper around. Oh my gosh. Creepy. If a face comes out of this, I'm gonna have nightmares for weeks. Please don't have a face. Please don't have a face.
Look.
Oh, it's melting.
There's something in there.
Whoa.
Isn't she...
I don't know.
Dirk! Her garb leaves no room for doubt. It's the founder herself. Face and all. I don't understand. The greatest of taboos in our religion is the depiction of the founder's face. Yet here it is, hidden within this orb. Founder's orb updated in the court record.
So we burnt all the sand in there.
Whoops. Sorry, Mr. Wright, but as you can see, the issue is crystal clear. This figure is the Holy Mother, founder of Quirainism. And based on that, this must be none other than the founder's orb.
Objection!
Be that as it may, Mr. Our rebel still may have killed the doctor. If so, it would render the orb transfer agreement null and void. Don't play dumb, Mr. Wright. The truth of the matter has already been proven. Dr. Buff wasn't killed right after Sarge saw Mr. Our rebel. It happened after the doctor came back from hiding the orb. And you've no proof that Mr. Our rebel was still around at the time. Yeah. Your claim that the Defiant Dragons were behind the crime doesn't hold water. And that means the orb transfer agreement is still perfectly valid. Admit it, Mr. Wright. I just burned your whole case to the ground.
Whoa!
Oh, no!
Oh, good job, Apollo. Sorry I missed a line on that.
Phoenix got wrecked. I won! I actually won! Whoops.
Mr. Knight, would you care to respond?
Respond?
Oops.
I didn't think so.
Wait, did we just win? Did we actually beat the Turnabout Terror? You're amazing, Apollo!
Don't just stand there, right? Do something!
Oh.
Well, I don't think there's any digging out of this hole. Mr. Wimperson, I think it's time for your concession speech.
Haha!
I have proven beyond a shadow of doubt that this is the Founder's Orb.
Whoa!
The facts don't lie, but you obviously do. How's that for a campaign slogan? Why, you contemptuous peasant!
Yeah, that's a great slogan for him.
Well, I think this is a good time to wrap up this trial. If both parties have no further objections, we'll render my verdict.
Sounds good to me.
No objections here, Your Honor.
No.
Well, somebody objected.
You can't do this. The crystal is mine.
But
I'll lose the election if I lose that crystal. I'm sorry, but there's really nothing more that I can do. You haven't forgotten about our little chat, have you?
oh my gosh, whoa, he has something over Phoenix.
Huh?
He has something over him.
What's going on here?
Objection!
Your Honor, I object to the defense's last claim. What? I don't believe they have truly proven that the relic is indeed the Founder's Orb.
Oh, wow.
Objection!
What? Mr. Wright, I don't think you even could bluff your way out of this one. What possible agreement could you have to, or what possible argument could you have to claim that this isn't the Founder's Orb?
About that.
Oh, of course! He can't possibly have hit on something. The defense assertion is incomplete, and this is why. Their claim that this relic is the Founder's Orb is based on a legend, and that legend claims that the Founder will return when the riddle is solved at last. Right? And that's what happened. The Founder was revealed for all to see. But Mr. Justice, what about the rest of the legend? Huh? According to the legend, once the Founder returned, she would bestow spiritual power onto the person who solved the riddle. You're kidding, right?
Wow.
Well, Mr. Justice, do you feel great spiritual power coursing through your veins?
oh my gosh.
Nope. But receiving spiritual powers and stuff, it's all mystic mumbo-jumbo, right? Maybe so, but you're the one basing your claim on said legend. And what we saw here does not fully... honey, you're making me dizzy.
Sorry.
And what we saw here does not fully fulfill it, does it? No, but... Wait. Consequently, you cannot rightfully claim that this is the Founder's Orb. Wow, this is gonna keep going.
Wow, this is gonna go forever.
What's gotten into him? Why is Mr. Wright doing this?
It would appear that Mr. Wright has lost a few of his marbles.
That couldn't be further from the truth, Your Honor.
In any case, I believe this is a good time for a recess. Both sides will have 20 minutes to prepare. I ask that all arguments be ready by then. Oh, and Mr. Wright, you do well to wash up and find your missing marbles by then, too.
Okay. Where's Maya during all of this?
Yeah, I know, right? May 17th, District Court, Defendant Lobby number 3.
Okay, hang on. Court recess. Present research. Burn the orb. Burn orb.
Burn the orb, burn the orb, burn the orb, burn the orb.
Recess.
But actually, what's his name wasn't the one who solved it at all. It was the
It's-
doctor that did.
It's almost like this mayor guy has some type of leverage against Phoenix. And it's kind of interesting that we haven't seen Maya this entire time, yet Phoenix is running around back. Pearls hasn't said anything about seeing Mystic Maya either.
Maybe he kidnapped her.
I mean, that's the only thing I can think of, is that he has some type of... He's forcing Phoenix to be his lawyer, because I don't think Phoenix really likes politicians. Anyway, your line.
Yeah, exactly. Mr. Wright is sure acting funny, huh, Apollo? I mean, he's famous for going out on a limb, but that last assertion was just plain crazy.
It's either a bluff or a Hail Mary. Either way, it doesn't make much sense.
Maybe there's something we're missing here. Although, he seemed perfectly normal when we spoke earlier. Apollo, I have a bad feeling about this. I'm gonna check up on him.
What's going on with you, Mr. Wright? That's
Hey,
the girl.
Private Justice!
Oh, Sarge, what's up?
I forgot to mention something! On the night of Papa's murder, a strange thing happened! Private!
Okay, she's not screaming anymore, honey. She's
Okay,
talking
so
normal.
I was just trying to match whatever you did last time.
No, she's...
On the night of Papa's murder, a strange thing happened.
Oh, but why are you even telling us about this now?
Well, I didn't say anything before because I thought Papa's death was an accident. But now that we know otherwise, I figured it might be important.
There's still more to this case?
When I left my room and lost consciousness, I passed out right here.
That's right above the coffee bar.
But when I came to, someone was pushing my wheelchair.
What?
I was so scared. I beat a hasty retreat as fast as my wheels could take me.
Do you know who it was?
No, it was pitch black. Plus, I fled to my room so fast, I didn't even have a chance to turn on the lights.
Maybe it was your father.
No, he would have said something to me. Besides, I'd have known if it was him.
So then it could have been your father's real killer?
My thoughts exactly.
But you didn't report this to the police.
It didn't occur to me.
It's okay. You were obviously still upset, so don't beat yourself over it.
Apollo, this could really be important information. I think the act of pushing Sarge's wheelchair could be part of some bigger scheme. It's hard to see why else the killer would have done such a thing.
Guess I should take her statement down as evidence then.
That would have been so scary.
Mm.
Can you imagine being in a wheelchair, kind of somewhat helpless, and having a killer start to push your wheelchair? Oh my gosh.
Yep.
That would really freak me out.
Oh, welcome back, Athena. What's with their long face? How'd it go with Mr. Wright?
What should I...
Athena?
Oops. Sorry. I was zoning out there for a minute, Apollo. The recess is almost over, so let's go.
What was that all about?
Wow. I bet Athena talked to Ace and he was like, oh, I'm fine. What's your problem, Athena? I'm always like this. And she was like, something's wrong with you.
No, there's definitely something going on with Ace.
It's like, what are you talking about? My client is a great guy, Athena. What's your problem?
All right, court is once again back in session, but we'll have to find out the mystery tomorrow.
Oh, come on, Luke. Don't do this to us.
That's right.
We were just about to find out what was happening.
Too bad, so sad.
So, if you guys want more Ace Attorney, then 1,000 views is required for the continuation of the series. We're ending the episode at 660 views. That's the best that we could do after 2 hours and 30 minutes. Final Fantasy will be starting up in a little bit.
Yeah. All right, soldiers, make sure, if you want another video tomorrow, make sure to like and share and get the video to 1,000 views so that we can get another episode tomorrow.
Yeah, pretty much.
Keep soldiering on. Never lose hope. Never surrender. I don't know. I'm just being weird.
We'll call this Founder's Orb.
I wanted to make her like a soldier girl, but you said she's just a regular girl. Okay. I don't know. Thank you, Crossfighter. You're breathtaking. Says, no cliffhanger. Great stream looking Amber. Awesome job as always, and you're welcome. Thank you, Crossfighter. Very sweet.
In anime, they usually have cliffhangers happen at the worst possible time that make you have to watch till you get to the next episode.
Luke, why are you doing this to us?
Hey, at least it's not a week. I mean, they could actually get another episode tomorrow, provided they get the views.
I need to see what happens to the little girl and if she's gonna be okay after seeing her dad die, and also she got wheeled by some creepy person.
I mean, be okay? What do you mean? She doesn't have any relatives anymore. I mean, if she doesn't have any wealth, what's gonna happen to her?
She's deciding to be strong inside of herself, and she's gonna start to be brave.
Okay.
What?
I mean,
she said she was gonna decide to be different.
Oh no, she's gonna decide to be different, but she's only 12. Who's gonna take care of her?
Maybe she'll get adopted. Somebody should adopt her, take care of her. She can't take care of herself.
Yep, maybe. All right, guys and gals, so head over to Final Fantasy. Final Fantasy will start when it's around 40 views or 40 likes. Let me know where Final Fantasy is currently.
Maybe Dirk will adopt her. She can hang out with the rebels.
So let's hang out with the rebels.
Why not? He's a nice person. He would adopt her.
Yeah, he's not bad. So yeah, Final Fantasy needs 40 likes in order to start, guys and gals. And, you know, all that fun stuff. We'll convene with that. Alright, I'm a little spacey. So head on over to Final Fantasy. You guys will be redirected. And thank you so much for watching, guys. We hope you enjoyed Ace Attorney. Final Fantasy is next. Alright, God bless. Happy gaming. See you in a bit.
See ya!